Greetings, traveler, and welcome to the corner of the tavern. I'm Patrick.
I'm Mikey.
And I'm Keith.
And today, we will be discussing a bit of a classic amongst nerds like us.
The Lord of the Rings.
By Ralph Bakshi.
No, the good one. By Ralph Bakshi.
So what I was saying.
The only one that matters, if you ask some people being us. Yeah, that's right, we're counterculture. Actually, Peter Jackson's a fucking hack. This is like the only one you need. Because it's only one movie. 3 movies.
But it covers 2 books.
I would argue that it covers like 2 or like 1 2/3 of a book.
Yeah, there's a lot
like that final third is kind of cut out there.
Yeah, it skips a lot. So, spoilers for that movie if you haven't seen it. It is definitely a treat, I would say.
There are pluses to the movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this isn't going to be like no in-depth review. This is just going to be our thoughts on it because it's just kind of wild, right?
It is a wild movie.
I'm doing a video essay breakdown. I'm sorry.
Pretty much all the Ralph Bakshi movies, I'd say, are pretty wild for me. Especially like Wizards. I just watched that recently. That was a wild movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's
Oh, he's quite the artist.
Yeah, it's I mean, I will give it some of it the benefit of the doubt that it was unfinished. Like,
oh yeah.
Like, he wasn't given enough time to work on it. He asked for more, they said no. So, like, there are certain things in there that is, like, understandable. Like, okay, we need to make some cuts. Who do we not have time to animate type shit? We'll just use their footage that we used for the rotoscoping.
No, they should have put Tom Bombadil in there. I'm so sick of all these adaptations cutting out my main man, Tom Bombadil.
Yeah.
He needs to be in an adaptation.
Tom Bombadil, Wild from Berserk. When will it end? These characters are due their justice.
I'm with you on Wild from Berserk.
Wild needs to be in there. We talked about this.
We have. But, so, yeah, no, I've seen the movie before. I have exposed you guys to it recently. So,
Yes.
what are your guys' sort of, like, thoughts you were having as you were going through this movie?
I loved all the backgrounds for the movie. I thought that was one of the coolest parts, seeing all those backgrounds. They look gorgeous.
Oh yeah, they did. My main thought on it, I guess, is that like it's jarring, to say the least, because it's like certain plot points. A lot of the dialogue they did actually just rip straight from the book. A lot of the plot points do kind of start aligning that way, although it's fast forwarded, like super fast forwarded.
Yeah.
It does kind of align a certain way. I would just say that like once it got past the Fellowship of the Ring, it felt like it should have ended there. Like they were like it was overstaying its welcome by the time it got to the 2 towers.
And that Balrog, woo.
Yeah. That Balrog was beautiful.
He was great.
Yeah.
He was T-posing the entire time. I felt intimidated.
Yeah, he asserted his dominance. Speaking on that, also
he broke Glandring.
yeah,
He broke it. I didn't expect
don't worry.
that.
He got it back for some reason.
Yeah, he got it back somehow when he was getting off the White.
I love when in that scene where he dies when he does the fly you fools. He's literally
Oh yeah, he's like somersaulting
Yeah.
into the abyss.
That's kind of the thing with this movie, right? Is because like you're not gonna get a good like experience, like Lord of the Rings experience watching this movie. Like if you have never seen the Peter Jackson films or read the books, you're not gonna watch this and be able to experience anything that the Lord of the Rings has to offer, because like Keelan said, it's so
Also,
jarring.
what are you doing watching this as your first Lord of the Rings experience?
What's funny is that was a lot of kids, I would assume, during the 80s, because that was my mom's first exposure to The Lord of the Rings, was that movie.
God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so when she thinks of Lord of the Rings, I guess until the Peter Jackson films came out,
Yeah.
like she actually, no, I did watch them with her at one point, but she, like, until those gained popularity, that's what she thought of when she thought of Lord of the Rings, was that movie. and she said that the Nazgul from there always scared her.
To
Which,
be
understandably so,
fair,
because they are very
they're freaky.
unsettling.
With the rotoscoping and their appearance, they're pretty freaky.
Oh, dude, when the
Yeah, the little
first
shuffle they do.
Yeah.
Shadow people.
yeah, the first one especially when he gets off his fucking horse and he's just
Yeah.
Yeah.
like, oh, and that's another thing too is like I love Gandalf's old man walk. Like even when he's
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
He's spazzing.
Yeah.
He's doing this with his hand a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
When he's like shuffling to Isengard.
Yeah, no. So, and that's kind of the thing again. Is it's just funny. It's funny,
Yeah.
but also it's only funny in like the first 30 minutes, and then outside of like one or two moments in the latter 90 minutes, it's just like,
Oh my gosh.
because
Because
like,
there's a lot of lingering shots where they really draw things out to try and hit a runtime, but it's like you're already adapting like more than half the source material at this point. Like you might as well,
yeah.
rush through some of it. It's a long movie.
No, because there's several scenes where it's clear that they just didn't have enough footage, so like you can tell they just used fucking B-roll.
Yeah.
Like there's the one scene where
Nazgul.
the Nazgul loses control of his horse and can't get it under control, and that's just in the movie.
Yeah.
Like, and he's just like,
Yeah, like
I would say,
like
like,
whoever
even-
was acting out the rotoscoping, like the rider, like the horse is just actually flipping out. He's like barely holding on to it.
Also, since I watched Wizards recently, I wouldn't be surprised if they reused some from whichever came first, reused animation from that. Because there was a lot of like similarities between the Helm's Deep battle and the mass battle in Wizards.
that was an extremely popular concept, like a regular thing to do back then. Like, for instance, the Jungle Book and Robin Hood had like literally like if you lined them up shot for shot,
Yeah.
exactly the same.
Yeah.
I think like Sword in the Stone and something else have that happening too.
So
Some of the Gundam series do that too.
yeah, so it's just
I mean,
you know,
yeah, well, because everything was like hand drawn back then.
Yeah.
It's like if we can reuse something, we will. 'Cause this shit takes way too long.
Yeah.
But so yeah, like the whole another blunder that just got left in was when Aragorn tripped on his scabbard.
Oh yeah,
And
he just
fe-
falls.
yeah, and he eats
Yeah.
shit,
Yeah,
and
he
then
fell,
and then
it just
animated
cuts.
it.
Yeah. And it just cuts to the next scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what What was that when they were chasing after the orcs?
After Pippin and
Pippin,
Barry.
yeah.
Yeah, because there's just a lot of scenes of them running, and then
Yeah, he just like you said, like he eats shit as he's like coming off like that into the
Tripped
screen.
over his own sword in the scabbard.
yeah, like, oh my god, dude. So yeah, like again, it's clear they didn't have enough footage, so they just used what they had, all of it.
Yo, Aragorn's fit goes pretty hard though. Not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
Yeah, no pants.
That wide ass like belt and
Yeah,
buckle.
the giant buckle and belt.
Yeah. So yeah, no, a lot of the character designs were great too, just because they were like sort of that, like Boromir being a generic like Viking,
yeah.
like the classic kind with the horned
Yes,
helmets.
classic horn
Yeah, it
helmet,
is-
furs for clothes. So.
Yeah.
It's also kind of like a funny thing they kind of stuck with for most of the movie, where humans in there don't wear pants.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
human wears pants.
Yeah, no human wears pants.
Yeah, that's part of their culture. Humans don't wear pants because no
Well, that-
human wears it.
Well, that's weird of them.
Dude, I laughed at what's his name? The elf lord. What's that guy's name again?
Elrond.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Like-
loved the depiction of Elrond.
Yeah,
dude.
he just looks like a guy. Actually,
Yeah.
he looks like a Roman, which is kind of the funny thing, because he's got like this like dark, like short cropped hair, and it kind of like covers the tips of, I'm assuming, his pointed ears.
Yeah.
Because they didn't animate that or draw it.
No.
Because his ears look human, and he's wearing like white, almost like turban or toga looking robes, and then has like a red like
Sash.
cloak over it.
Yeah.
So it's just like this like white and red clashing as he's sitting back on a throne. I'm like, that dude just looks like a Caesar.
No, that was another thing too. Is like outside of hobbits, every other race just looked like a human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because dwarves weren't short.
No, there was not a great height difference.
I would reckon to say the elves looked really goofy.
Especially Legolas.
Well, Legolas looked literally like an Oblivion elf. He had like Oblivion elf proportions.
Yeah, no, you were right about that. But I'm just saying, like, we don't
the
see
Grand Champion.
we don't see any elves have pointed ears because they're always covered by their hair. And then like Gimli the dwarf is the same. It's like only like the height difference of me and Mikey.
Yeah.
When we stand up next to each other.
They're very tall dwarves. Also, it's kind of freaky how tall they made Frodo compared to the other hobbits.
Yeah,
Because he's massive.
He's literally a head taller
than everybody else.
He's
Yeah, for
especially
no
over Bilbo.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, it's literally over all of them. He stands next to all of them, and he's like towering above like this. He's like, "Oh, my friends!"
But when we saw Bilbo, I thought he was like especially tall.
Yeah, Bilbo only goes up to like his chest.
Yeah.
Bilbo is especially short.
Yo, Bilbo had some drip on.
No, he looked sick.
That coat was so clean. I
Yeah.
need to get one of those.
Yeah, the sleeveless long coat with the tattered bottom. That looked, yeah, like that was like badass. Also, the intro to that movie is crazy because again, it's like if you've never even read the books or seen the movies before, like what the fuck are you supposed to get from any of it? Because like yes, we get the exposition dump, the classic one of like there was Sauron, he made the rings. I would say all of that stuff is delivered fairly well, right? Visually not so much because like they didn't animate any of it. It was just
it's static background.
Static red silhouetted backgrounds with all blackened out people. But like, you know, we get the information. It parses, right? Like, it's a fantasy world, all of the rings, they go to the different people, there's Sauron, he's killed, Smeagol finds the ring, loses it to Bilbo, all that stuff. So I think the information that there is there is fine. But then we just cut to Bilbo's 111th birthday, and like there's no setup for it. He's already standing at the podium, and he opens with, "I don't know half of you as well as I like," or like, you know, that line. I don't know the exact line.
Trashing them.
Yeah. But like he doesn't even we don't even get a start of the speech. We don't even say, "My friends, we all gather here for my birthday. It's lovely to see you." And then he says the line. No, it's like panning shot. "I don't know half of you as well as I should."
I like less than half of you have as well as you like.
Yeah, and then Gandalf, and then we just cut to Gandalf and Frodo sitting next to each other, and they're just like,
"Oh, I didn't expect that."
Yeah, what reaction is that supposed to get? I don't know these characters. Also, they just because that's how I was watching this movie is through the lens of like
somebody who's
first
never
time
seen
viewer.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, like someone who knows nothing about
Yeah, that was funny. Same thing, like when Bilbo puts the ring on, they just immediately jump to like him at home taking it off.
Yeah.
And it looks like he teleports.
Yeah, it looks like he teleports is rather than turn invisible.
Yeah, I would not have gotten that the ring turns you invisible from that. I would
not have either.
Yeah, well, and especially the effects that they use because he literally sparkles and disappears, and it goes shoop, and then he goes shoop, like the effects that they use
It's
also
like teleporting sound.
Yeah, it conveys teleportation, and then so also real quick, just again so we meet Frodo. Bilbo. We meet Bilbo. Bilbo's at least explained in the origin as the guy who steals the ring from Gollum, okay? We at least get some sort of introduction to him, right? But our only introduction to Gandalf and Frodo is like they're sitting at the party and they're just like, and then Bilbo's in his home doing something that we have no fucking idea what, because he's packing to leave, but we as an audience don't know that. And then he's just like, shuffling with letters on his desk, and then Gandalf just comes into his house and he's like, "Are you going to leave the ring for Frodo like you promised?" When did he say that? Who's Frodo? And then he spurts out and he's like, "It's mine, and you can't have it." He pulls a sword on him, and it's like, what the fuck is happening? Did he even say Gandalf's name when he entered? Like shit went from 0 to 100 instantly. We kind of know Bilbo. It's his 111th birthday. And then Gandalf just from what we're getting, he teleports away, and then Gandalf just comes into his house and he's like, "Are you gonna leave that object for a character we don't know?" And he's like, "No! And threatens to kill him, and then he's like, and then Gandalf says something like, in Peter Jackson he does the scary voice and he gets all big.
Yeah.
But in this movie I don't think he does that. I think he's just like, knock that shit off, and then Bilbo's like, Like as if like he did something scary and amazing.
what I do want to say is, although the whole like thaumaturgy kind of thing is pretty cool, like depiction in the movie. I like how when Tolkien wrote it, it's like a bit more of like a subtle thing. Like it's not even expressly that he's using magic. It's just the fact that like it just says that like it usually has been describing Gandalf as like a bent old man kind of thing. So when he like straightens up, he's in this small house. So he's like taking up he's kind of like showing like, no, I'm you're gonna see Gandalf the Grey uncloaked. Like you're gonna get the real shit if you don't stop right now. So it's just more the point of like, oh, this like, you know, what would seem a harmless old man is actually gonna rock your shit. You should probably stop doing what you're doing.
Yeah, so it's just like, again, it's so jarring. And then he just gives up and he leaves.
Yep.
Yeah,
And then
the visual style is just so a juxtaposition with like a very rushed story to just like the craziest visuals you could have possibly imagined throwing into something that belongs to Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
It's just like
and then we get into my favorite part of the movie. My whole favorite sequence when we skip forward that 50 years, which just takes place, by the way. Again, we get no setup. And then when Gandalf comes back to Frodo, and Frodo does the, oh my god, Gandalf, it's really good!
jumps around the circle.
Yeah, and then like Gandalf comes in, and we have no context for anything that they're fucking talking about, because he's like, do you still have that ring? And then he's like,
You still have Bilbo's magic ring.
yeah, and he's like, yeah, and he hands it to him, and he throws it into the fire, and he's like,
What the fuck?
Yeah.
He's like, check this out.
Yeah,
Basically,
yeah, the
just
way he
little
flicks
play,
it too. Yeah. No markings. Look. Yeah. Are you so attached to it already? Well, no, but why get rid of it? Like, yeah, it's just like there's again, I just can't express this enough. There's no context for anything that is happening between any of the characters in this sequence. So if you don't know, there's no way to parse this information.
The way they made the movie is probably like, as much as they tried to fit in and just kept rushing out, they obviously expected this to be for people who are fans of the series. So like people back then who would have been like, oh yeah, I read the books, I enjoy them. Well, here's a visual representation. Like I can just watch and have fun. I know the story, so I can follow along. But yeah, if you're like my mom, you were a kid growing up in the '80s, you had really no idea what any of this is, other than you probably have seen the animated Hobbit movie.
Yeah.
And then you go and watch this, you're like, what is this? Like, it's very out of left field.
Oh my god. Oh, and then I love the moment when Gandalf is like reciting that, you know, that poem. I'm sure you know it, Key. The like one ring to rule them all, and the darkness bind him when he's
he is the most theatrical you could ever be at that moment.
Yeah, he's like twirling around.
Swinging his arms.
Yeah, because everything in this like movie leading up with like Gandalf, his like eyes are like half closed, like he's super stoned. And then like as soon as he starts reciting like the One Ring poem, like his eyes just like light up, and his like pupils dilate, like he just took like acid. He's freaking out and spinning circles.
Yeah, while saying that quote. And then immediately after he's done with his like drunk trip, like they're just walking in the garden, it just smash cuts. And then he's like, so what will you do with the ring, Frodo?
I'll give it to you, Gandalf.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, like, oh my god. And then the way he pulls Sam out of the bush.
Oh yeah, he just spawns him into a scene. Like it wasn't established that he was there at all previously. Like, and there's no reason for Sam to really be there outside of him just going, just like pops him out of the bush.
Yeah, and there's not even like a sound to convey like rustling, like somebody's there or anything.
He just knew he was.
Nope, he was just there.
Yeah, it's just so random. It's crazy. And then we have to talk about Sam. That they made him like Down syndrome.
Now you're telling me this is a trope from the 70s. I've never heard of this.
I've seen it in other stuff.
I could believe it.
Like, I'm not saying it was like a huge thing. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying like every movie was doing it back then, but it was a trope from like the 70s that like you would have like a dim-witted sidekick that either was or bordered on special needs. and that's what Samwise Gamgee is in this movie. And
they drew him accordingly.
Yeah, they leaned into it as hard as they could. It was crazy. It's crazy what they did to Sam. Like, oh my, oh my. Like, he is without a doubt like beyond special needs, and like
he can still be a gardener though.
He can still be a gardener. It's true. And like there are even moments later when he sees like an elf and he does like this. He's like,
oh yeah, he's like half behind the horse. He's like,
yeah, like he like. So I just think that's a crazy choice in general. Who's here?
Welcome.
It's hard reads that. We
Today
don't want
we're going to be talking about the good one.
Yeah, it's shot for shot. It's word for word.
Oh, what did we say next? What did we say next?
Oh shit.
We should probably just leave part of this in, at least like leading back into it.
Yeah.
There was a brief interruption. we were trying to pick up where we were.
Yeah.
What was the conversation?
I was talking about Sam.
Yeah, I was talking about that. I thought it was crazy that they
did do that to Sam. In fact,
yeah,
yes, that was a thing they did.
Made him a real dimwit.
Yeah, and then Merry and Pippin were just like guys.
They were bros.
No, guys, they were being book accurate because his name is Samwise. It means like a halfwit.
Is that true?
That is true, actually.
Oh, I didn't know that. So maybe they were doing that.
I don't think so though, because that's not how Sam acts at all. Like his name was just kind of a fun play on the term of being a halfwit.
Gotcha.
Like to be Samwise, I forget like I forget the exact etymology of it, but it's like Sam being to some degree of being like a half or partial to wise as in like wisdom, wit, like that kind of stuff. So
what was it? And they gave him a cruel name, one that means half-formed, Quasimodo. But is it when you were saying that Samwise means dimwit? It just reminds me of that. Like,
well, I mean, even like his like dad's name is something along those lines too, because it's like Hamfast or something. I think is like another like term loosely connected to that.
He keeps naming his family.
Yeah, and his son's name is gonna be Dumbfuck.
Not even gonna try to play on the pun anymore. They're just gonna call it.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's just wild, some of the decisions that they made with some of these characters. I think I actually kind of like the idea of Aragorn being Native American. I think that's an interesting direction to go, considering he's like a ranger, he's out in the wilderness, he's you know what I'm saying, like.
It's certainly an interesting take.
I think it's whatever.
I mean, like, in the context of Middle Earth, doesn't make sense.
Of course, it doesn't make sense
because it's like it's supposed to be like a fantasy. It's supposed to be like a King Arthur story for England kind of idea.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, Native Americans are not European.
Mm-hmm. That's also true. He did a reverse. He took the boat over.
That is true. Yeah, he's colonizing. But ideally, though, like aesthetic-wise, like I said, they're like that's the jarring thing about this movie is how crazy a lot of the like visuals get. So like as much as they're throwing like all these different things at the wall, like I don't care. Like I think like outside of the goofy outfit, like I think Aragorn's still pretty cool. So.
On that note, did you guys remember when like a couple of years ago people were like retroactively angry at like Lord of the Rings because Aragorn in the Peter Jackson version uses a Native American bow and he's a white guy?
Who gives a shit?
Who gives a shit?
Did he do it? Was that a thing?
Yeah, it was a thing. Yeah, Peter Jackson specifically gave him a Native American bow because he wanted him to have like a short because like he's always traveling, like so he wanted him to have like a short bow to be able to like you know what I'm saying?
Just a nice short bow.
Carry, deploy, all that stuff, and so he took inspiration from the Native Americans because they traveled a lot and had short bows and all that stuff. So as a result, Aragorn uses a Native American bow, and some people online took umbrage with that because they're like, oh, he's a white guy and he's using a Native American bow and stealing culture, and it's like, meanwhile,
you can't steal a fucking culture. You can't.
And meanwhile, I mean, nobody talks about Gimli wearing Japanese chainmail.
Oh.
No one talks about that because that is true.
Well, no one talks about Gimli because they made a comic relief.
It makes me sad.
Or he's just very much in the background of this film.
He only had
the
only spotlight I remember him having was like Gandalf telling him stuff about Moria when they were in there from the tome.
In this movie.
Yeah.
No, he oh my god, dude. And then when we skip to the speak friend and enter scene, that shit was awful. That was a horrible scene. That was a horrible.
It was just Gandalf. It was everybody sitting around, and then Gandalf finally solved it, and then the Watcher in the water attack.
Well, even from the setup, dude, because we had the whole scene where they're arguing, like, do we go through Moria or do we go around, right?
Right.
And that whole scene's fine. We establish where everybody stands, who they stand with, why. That's all fine. I think that's a good scene, actually. Because we also get some idea of like how they're characterized and stuff. And then like the second Frodo goes, I will go if Gandalf wishes it. Like Sam goes, and then smash cut. We're at the door, and Gandalf's just screaming in front of it, gibberish. And then the characters are just like sitting around, and then
they're like, "This shit sucks." Does he know what he's doing?
Yeah, and then finally, we don't even get any context to the scene until like we get Gimli and Legolas just sitting next to each other, like not giving a fuck. And then
when they clearly have, it seems like they have information that would help him.
That's also true. Yeah,
it's like, you think he could, like to know that?
Yeah. Well, also, but Legolas is just like, you dwarves are a strange people. You have a door with a riddle on it that says "Speak, friend, and enter," but no words seem to get it to open. And then so it's like we don't get any context for even what is happening until like halfway through the scene, delivered horribly. and then like you said, like he's just screaming and screaming and screaming, and then like Gandalf isn't even talking to anybody, and then he's just like. So we don't even get an idea in like what he's thinking in the moment, and so he's just like, and then it opens, and then and then Legolas is like, so all you really did have to do is speak, friend, and enter, and then Gimli's just like,
no, but you're missing the real crux of that scene. Is when Boromir comes over and starts berating Gandalf while he's doing it, and then that's when it goes, oh, melon, and it opens, and then him and Aragorn like dap each other up. Yeah. Like they're at each other's throats, and then like the door opens, and all of a sudden they're like homies.
Yeah, they're like, oh yeah.
I forgot about that.
Well, and also just like. When Legolas says, so all you had to do is speak, friend, and enter, that was supposed to be our explanation. He doesn't say in Elvish or Dwarvish, I forget which language the door is written in, but he's not like, oh, you say friend in the language that the door is written in. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't get any sort of, it's just like, all you had to do was say friend and enter. Like, we don't establish that he said that in a different language. Like, he just spoke gibberish. Like,
no, see,
it's so hard to parse.
This is actually really easy to follow if you have the IQ to comprehend it, alright? Ralph Bakshi films are true art, and you need to have at least 120 IQ.
It's true.
To really be able to perceive what he's telling you.
It was the Rick and Morty before its time.
It was. Ralph Bakshi...
I don't know if I'd give it that.
Ralph Bakshi was a visionary, and I will not tolerate slander of such the most pure adaptation of The Lord of the Rings that we've ever received.
Yeah, I'd like to hear your defense for Fritz the Cat.
Didn't watch it. Proceed.
Invalidated. Kill yourself. Anyway.
Your life serves zero purpose.
Haven't took Your life serves zero purpose. You should kill yourself now.
And on that note, when we're in the Mines of Moria and we get to that scene, when he drops the stone dude, it makes like no noise. And Gandalf like a fucking cat. And then runs over and tells him to kill himself. And it's just like, I don't know. It's just like information not conveyed properly. So it seems like Gandalf's like over the fucking top, dude. Also, again, like, because now we're already in the Mines of Moria, but before that, we gotta talk about it, because you guys see it. Unfortunately, I missed it, because I had to hit the bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
But the scene where Bilbo reunites with the ring.
Best scene in the whole fucking movie.
Oh, that was.
Because
It's the fucking best.
Because I don't remember the part that you guys talked about, but I just remember like the close up on Bilbo's face, and he's like,
Yeah, he's like spazzing out. He's like,
Yeah, he's like,
yeah.
But what was funny
But
is
then
when
it
it
pans-
pulls back.
it pans back to
Frodo's
fucking Frodo,
Yeah.
and he's ready to dick him across the fucking face. Oh, he is winding up. He's crazy.
And with him being like a head taller too, this thing's coming down.
And knock him the fuck out.
Don't make me lay you out. I'm going. Oh man. But yeah, so I missed that part, but other than that, a lot of it is just boring, and like again, there's no setup, and like we aren't introduced into Boromir or Gimli until we're at the scene where they're like, I don't go to the Mines of Moria, I want to go to the Mines of Moria type shit, and then we do the whole battle sequence with like in the Mines of Moria, and it's just like this is
It's incredibly short.
it's not only short, it's like one of those. Before I talk about this, I have to mention the part where Gandalf's dodging the arrows, like he's taunting them behind the door. Like,
Yeah, he's fucking bobbing and weaving.
and the face he's making too. He's like, try and hit me, bitch. But so the fight scenes, a lot of the fight scenes in this movie, to me, are very emblematic of like why this movie shouldn't have been rotoscoped and just should have been traditionally animated. Because like the fighting scenes aren't even like epic or anything. Like they're literally on the level of like.
Yeah, they're
And then
just
it's
doing like
yeah.
soft
There's
hacks.
a lot of sword slapping.
Yeah.
And then it just animates these like thick cuts over them.
Yeah.
that one cut that looked like a YouTube edit when like Aragorn cut a guy who was like already on the ground.
Yeah, this. It was like photoshopped on.
And the shot of the goblin or orc throwing a spear at Frodo.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Yeah.
gets
Dude,
catapulted against a nearby wall.
I also love how there's no like reveal on how he survived until like way later when he's like,
Yeah, they're just like, I thought you fucking died.
yeah, and he's like, let's go.
You're gonna hate to hear it. That's what happens.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, because they kind of like they kind of think it's a bit strange that he does survive it, and I swear it's not until it's not until like well after they're like out of the cave, like they like make their way down like the mountain and they take their first rest because they're like rushing after they get out, and like everybody's licking their wounds and like Aragorn goes, oh shit, yeah, like I gotta go check on Frodo. He took that spear, and then like we went through all that. I kind of forgot. And then he's like, oh, no, I'm fine. And he checks, and that's when he sees that he's got, like, the mithril on. And everybody, like, starts, like, gushing about it.
gotcha. Also on that note again, like, there's a point in the battle where there's a like an orc or whatever on the ground, and the way that Aragorn just hits it over and over again. It's very comical. Like he's just like, like, and again, it's so lame looking. I can't. It's literally just and they don't even bother to animate the cuts half the time. We'll slap each other with swords, but we'll
Smiling
animate it into a cut.
Smiling Friends did it better.
Yeah. Yeah. Like it's just like the characters are like it's like animated LARPing.
Yeah.
And then
That's because they're rotoscoping, they technically are.
Yeah, no. Well, again, that's my point. Is
Yeah,
it's
the
like they
big
didn't even
battles
like
are just like super slow.
Yeah.
They're just like tapping each other and they like fall over.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
my god. Except for like there were some scenes that were like crazy, like way fast forward. There's that one scene where during the final battle, a dude like leaps off of his horse and like just tackles a fucking orc. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Like, so it's like that. It's
Yeah,
like,
those Rohan guys were on crack or something. Man, they rocked up to the battle and they were just throwing hands.
Yeah. Oh my god. That I actually did and like this movie goes back and forth for me because there are some scenes where I'm like, that was actually really well done because after we have to talk about them teleporting to Lothlorien.
Oh yeah.
Because they're just like, we need to go to Lothlorien. And then,
Yeah, and
welcome
they-
to
yeah, they're like,
Lothlorien!
welcome. Galadriel, yeah.
Lothlorien.
Yeah, they just don't cut that whole trip.
Yeah.
He's like, we have to go to Lothlorien, just Galadriel. I'm pleased you're all here.
Yeah. Like, just no time whatsoever to get there. Like, not even like a panning shot of them walking up to like the city.
No, it just immediately cuts to her talking. They're like, well, I guess, yeah.
And then that whole sequence when they're singing the song that sounds like a Christmas song when they're mourning Gandalf.
Oh, yeah.
And then Bilbo and I keep saying Bilbo, but I mean Frodo and Aragorn like play fight like father and son.
Yeah.
Like that was just weird.
They're all homies. That's what homies do. How many times have we rolled around on the ground, Patrick?
That's true. That being said, I feel like if we were on like a life or death adventure and like Mikey fell down a pit and died, I don't think we'd be like,
It hasn't happened. We don't know that.
we may be doing that on his funeral.
Playing footsie is like. We're both hobbits, so we're not wearing shoes. It's just
Oh, God.
Oh my god. Oh, I have to live forever.
I have to live forever.
I can't let this come to pass.
Yeah, it's even more disgusting that like, we're at like his funeral dressed like hobbits. Like, even that's
Would you want that if I were to dress
I
like a
wouldn't
hobbit?
mind if you dress like this in my funeral. It's not bad.
Yeah, I guess that's true. It's not like over the top. It's not like I'm showing up like
Good.
like-
Honestly, I think I'm gonna be in my Hobbit arc. I'm kind of flying with this fit.
I feel exactly the same way.
Like I might just be wearing this from now on, at least for now.
You know what's funny is I showed this fit to my grandfather and I said like, oh, this is what's cool is I can actually wear this costume around because it's like regular everyday clothes. He's like, yeah, if you were from 1840. I was just like, damn, Grandpa, okay, roast me like
It was a
that.
good style. Pretty clean.
No, I said I've seen old people wear these clothes before. I said the only reason I stick out is because I'm not an old guy wearing it. That's where it's weird.
Also, you're not a farmer or mechanic.
And so, but getting back to the movie, it is just like after Gandalf's death and Lothlorien, I do really like the scenes where, after that we have the whole sequence where Boromir scares away Frodo and then he dies, and I think that whole sequence is done really well. I think that's done as best as they could have done it, right? Mm-hmm. And then, that's when we get the epic scene of just Aragorn, Gimli, and Legolas running after the orcs forever, because that's one of the scenes that just
Forever.
drags.
Yeah.
And the only thing that makes it funny is
That's
that
that he trips.
Yeah.
He trips on his own sword.
It's like a full tumble too. Like that man hits the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And after that, I'm trying to remember what happened because, again, this is where we hit like what I would consider like the real boring shit of the movie, where just like characters stop moving.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of characters are just standing, like talking to each other, if that.
Yeah.
Like, we get the return of Gandalf the White, and it's extra hilarious because he's not even like wearing a cloak. He just has a blanket over the top of his fucking head.
Yeah.
And he's
Yeah,
like,
he's just draped
Like
in
a
the middle of
boxer
the
coming
woods.
to the ring.
yeah.
Surprise challenger.
yeah, a new challenger approaches. And then we like the whole rest of the movie is just a setup to like the battle at Helm's Deep. Like, and we just speed run that shit because Gandalf's like, we need to talk to the king. He goes and he talks to the king. Like they have the confrontational with Wormtongue, which Mikey laughed at when Wormtongue just like
Yeah,
lunged at
he
Gandalf.
lunged at Gandalf. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
He just knocks him down to the ground.
I loved the way that that Grimmel was with the king because like they were caressing each other like lovers.
Yeah, he was like
Yeah.
draped over him, and he's just like petting him.
Yeah, it's like in it reminds me of like you remember how you guys know how in the Adventure Time intro they parodied like that Conan picture because Finn is like standing on top of a hill like this and Jake
Yeah.
is like draped around his leg like the naked lady.
Yeah.
It was like that. like Grimmel Wormtongue was just like all over him, like stroking his beard and like petting his head, and then like there was a point where he gets defensive and he backs into the king and the king like holds him like he's his girl.
Very bizarre.
And so, and then the way he exits too, when he's like, is it true, Gribble? Have you betrayed me? And he puts his hand on his shoulder. He's just like, oh! Like he bites him like a fucking dog and runs away like a little banshee.
And it makes it even weirder because he doesn't he doesn't look like a freak or nothing. He's just like this.
He just looks like a small guy.
He looks like Danny DeVito, kind of.
A little bit.
It's
In
like,
his
when the,
stature.
it's like when the penguin bites the guy's nose off in Batman.
I would say like specifically from like Matilda, like when he's got like a little pencil stash.
Yeah. And so it's just.
It's expensive to weld these bumpers on, so we just use super glue.
But so we cut, and, or I'm sorry, we don't cut. Like after he leaves, Gandalf just explains the whole battle of what is about to take place to the king. He's like, we're gonna hold up in, what's it called again? Sorry.
Helm's Deep.
We're gonna hold up in Helm's Deep, and then we're gonna like kind of make like a little bit of a last stand, and then I'm gonna swoop in with the riders of Rohan, and we're gonna like pincer them, and we're gonna kill them all. And so it like just deflates any and all that because the king. Oh yeah, and then the king just goes, "Bring me my armor," and it was just cut.
He
He
says,
just
"My
like
armor!"
belches it out. Yeah.
Yeah. and then the whole rest of the battle, the whole rest of the movie is just the Battle of Helm's Deep, and it's awful. It's a fucking slog to sit through. Like outside of again,
Very stiff.
outside of again a few funny moments, like their puny little Trump war horn as they approach, like they're. And then there's that moment we all commented on where Aragorn looked like he was having fun killing people at one point
Oh yeah.
because he like kills some guys and he's like, yeah. It's like, bro, what is wrong with you? You're like,
This is your king.
Listen, there's no better feeling than killing the enemy.
Killing some orcs in the wind. Smells like orc blood.
yeah. Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys. Aragorn to the orcs. And so, but again, it's just like
Starts committing war crimes. He becomes like Goblin Slayer. Like he starts doing like.
Hell yeah.
And then outside of that, we just get a bunch of setup to shit that does not pay off at all. Because we have Merry and Pippin talking to Treant. Treebeard, yeah. And I like his design. I like that they went full animation with him. They didn't try to rotoscope him. He was like a full original cartoon design.
Yeah.
Like, the whole movie should have been like this. And so he's like with them, and then that's the last we see of those characters.
Yep, that was it.
And then, we have the classic, like, Frodo goes off with Sam, and then they meet Gollum, who does not talk like he should. He talks like a normal guy. Like, yeah, he says weird Gollum phrases, but he says them in like a normal guy's voice. It's like if I was talking to you and I was like, my precious, Smeagol won't hurt you. Like, instead of you know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean,
Yeah.
he was like a little hissy, but like, yeah, like he.
It
I
almost
think
sounded like-
it's just because Andy Serkis did it so well.
I get, yeah, that's true.
That's like
But also, he kind of sounds like Transylvanian a little bit.
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
He kind of has a little vampire-y kind of
Yeah.
thing going on. But yeah, no, he does sound like a withered old hobbit, kind of like he should. But it's just that Andy Serkis did that like guttural, like troglodyte sound so iconically that like it's
you're
kind of
right.
like Kevin Conroy's Batman, like that's kind of Batman to you, and you're kind of like when you watch something else, you're kind of like comparing it to that.
Yeah, Mark Hamill's Joker. Like,
Yeah,
there are just certain people who like nailed the character that they were,
Yeah.
and no one else. Unfortunately, no one else can compare to them,
Yeah.
no matter what they do.
It's like John DiMaggio is
Yeah,
like
just
Marcus
like-
Phoenix.
Yeah.
It's just iconic. It's hard to like once you hear the one, it's like, well, now everything else is kind of spoiled a little bit. So I actually didn't mind the voice for Gollum too bad. But yeah, he does just kind of like comparatively, he does just sound like a normal guy. He's like, oh, these nasty hobbits.
And then we just don't get any. Again, we don't get any closure to that.
Nope.
It just stops. It just ends.
Yeah, they're like on their way to Shelob, and then it cuts out. Yeah, and then like the end of the movie is just like, oh, we win, Helm's Deep and all that because like that, like all the riders come back in exactly like he said they were going to, and then like Gandalf is like throwing his sword up into like 20 feet in the air, like he's gonna catch it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and then they saved the day, and Frodo destroyed the ring, and it's like, well, I would have loved to see it, I guess.
And thus ends the tale of the Lord of the Rings. And then, yeah, like, I also love when Gandalf comes in with the riders. The orcs start retreating. And they mow them down. They don't just chase them off and they're like, yeah. They're like, no, they like chase after them. They start cutting
Yeah,
them
they said
down.
like no survivors.
That's what you want your cavalry to do.
Leave none alive.
I'm sorry, I still find it personally funny thinking that like Frodo is just the Shaquille O'Neal equivalent of like the Shire, and like nobody mentions it.
Yeah. He's just freakishly tall, yeah.
Just
You
like
should
I
be
can't-
like the tallest in Invader Zim.
Yeah, he's like the tallest
They rule over because they're the tallest of their species.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is by the end of the books, essentially what Frodo looks like to the hobbits in this movie, Merry and Pippin look like that comparatively to the rest of the hobbits.
Yeah, you said because they were drinking the stuff.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
draft within
Yeah.
the Fangorn Forest.
See, I didn't know that because in the movies, they do get taller from drinking that, but then they also shrink back down after like a day or something to cover that. And probably just because they didn't want to deal with that headache. They were like, no, we have the proportions right now, just fucking shrink back down.
Go. Rework the scenes.
Yeah. And so, but yeah, the movie just ends after the Battle of Helm's Deep. Now, this was supposed to be a part one. This was supposed to be Lord of the Rings part one, and then the rest of what was covered here was supposed to be Lord of the Rings part two.
Yeah.
But it didn't get that far. I don't even think it was because like the movie didn't make enough money in theaters. I think they just pulled the plug on the project, from my understanding, because I can't think of any other reason why the movie would end with "and they saved the day" the end.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, they're just like, this would probably they realized like how in over their heads they were a certain percent of the way through.
Yeah.
Because of how much they rushed through certain scenes and how much they had to linger on others because of lack of footage. That they're like, it was a fucking mess making this one. We're not doing the rest.
yeah. So it just it definitely is a. I think, as flawed as it is, I love this movie. I think that having this movie as like part of like the Lord of the Rings compendium is actually like good, because I as kind of mean as it sounds, it's like, you know how The Room is like used in film schools
Yes.
as like an example of how
What
not to
not to
make.
do,
yeah.
yeah.
I think that this is kind of like that, but specifically for Lord of the Rings, because it's just, it like it emphasizes every flaw of why you don't do this way. and it is funny for the most part, I would say.
I would say, I said this when we watched it, and I think the comparison still holds up. It's kind of like Monty Python, The Holy Grail, a bit. Not in the sense of, like, Holy Grail I think is a better movie, regardless. But it's the same sense of, like, the first act, like the first third of it, is the best.
I agree.
And then, like, past that, the whole thing just kind of slows down.
Yeah.
And it feels way worse in the Lord of the Rings one, though, because the pacing is so bad. Like, that movie felt like it was 3 hours long.
I think Ralph Bakshi also just has a trouble with pacing, because even when I was watching Wizards, it was kind of the same.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed when I've watched a different movie. Because he made Fire and Ice, right?
Yes, he made Fire and Ice as well.
Yes, because I've seen that, and I thought the same thing. Because the scenes where shit lingers, it's just that. It's just lingering. But yeah, so it's again, I do think that, like Mikey said, he just has pacing problems when it comes to making movies. Because yeah, like nothing felt right. Shit was either we're turbo running through this, or we're lingering on this. Because, like, that scene where, like, after Frodo is stabbed with the Morgul blade, and he's, like, turning into a ring wraith, and the scene where, like, the riders are, like, kind of communicating with him telepathically, and they're just, like, and he's just, like, that on his horse. He's just, like, oh.
Yeah, that lingered way too long.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, dude, it's like,
Move this
Even
along.
just the whole chase scene took way too long.
it reminded me of, like, when Family Guy got really, really into time waster jokes.
Yes,
You're-
like the knee joke.
Yeah, like, not just the knee joke, because, like, there were, like, a few times where it was like, that was fine or whatever, but there was, like, a period of time where I fell off watching Family Guy because they just defaulted to that kind of humor so often.
Yeah.
Like, and here's Conway Twitty, and then it plays because the
Real footage of Conway Twitty
Yeah.
performing.
But, like, the first time they used the Conway Twitty joke, it was like a 10 to 30 second gag, right? There was one time they used it, they played the whole song, and it was like 6 minutes.
Yeah.
They were like,
I
and now
remember
here's
it.
Conway Twitty, and it's the whole fucking performance of him live on stage. And it's like, was that supposed to be a joke? The joke is that we're wasting your time, and it wasn't even that funny. Well, that's a shit joke. Like,
Well, it's like the creators of South Park said, like, there's smart people working on that show. It's just whatever direction they go in is fucking retarded.
And so, but yeah, so it just reminded me of that, like you said, like the knee thing, where it's like, but again, not even the first iteration where it's like 10 seconds. It's like when we bring it back and it's 2 minutes now.
It's like, I could be watching something else.
It's a funny callback.
Yeah, it would be if it was 10 seconds, like the first one.
It shouldn't even be 10 seconds. It should be like 1 second. It should do the, and
Yeah,
then move on.
yeah, like the first one, just so you're like, oh, haha.
Like, I got the joke, I got the idea.
Yeah.
He sits there for fucking 3 hours, like, pissed off about his knee or whatever. Like,
Because
we don't have
after
to
you do it
watch
the
it.
second time, those 10 seconds will feel like a minute.
Yeah. No, that's true. That's how I felt about now we're just talking about Family Guy. That's how I felt about the frog. Even in its initial one, like when Peter got Chris a frog in like season 1, and then the initial joke was funny because he was like, I poked a couple holes in it so it could breathe. Like, and he poked holes in the frog instead of the box it was in, and he's like, oh. And then like, and it's like, that was funny, but then he goes to try and throw it out the window, and he spends like 4 minutes trying to throw it out the window.
oh, is that when he's trying to pick it up off the fucking thing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh
Like,
my
come on,
God.
dude, yeah.
Pick it up.
And this whole movie is like that. It's like one really long, bad Family Guy episode.
No, that's Ted 2.
I didn't even see the second one.
The first one
I
wasn't bad.
didn't see the second one either.
Yeah, the first one wasn't bad. The second one does just legitimately feel like that. It's just a collection of really shitty Family Guy skits.
Oh
I'm
no.
not surprised.
Starring Ted characters.
No.
That's yeah.
Hey, Lois.
I think literally the only good part of that movie was again, it's all skit humor. Like it's not like the first one where it's pretty much cohesive. Like the second one is like I think. Like,
Is it the first one or second one that has the fight scene that people animate over?
That's the first one.
That's the first one.
Yeah,
That one's good.
the second one, I think like the only good skit out of that was when Liam Neeson walks up and is like trying to get like the Lucky Charms or whatever, or no, the tricks, the box of tricks. He's like, oh, the commercials say it's like tricks are for kids kind of thing. He's like super serious about it, like he's like straight man. I think that was the only funny skit, and that just kind of showed why I think Liam Neeson works well in the new Naked Gun. Anyway, we're talking about Naked Gun now. Naked Gun's
I heard good things about the new Naked Gun.
It's really good.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's really good. Real quick, I was just gonna say, hey, well, remember the time I was in Ralph Bakshi, Lord of the Rings?
He's just in the background of like one of the really stiff frames or something.
That would actually be funny if like they like a rotoscoped Peter then.
Yeah.
Like
I think
this-
that would be a funny joke.
Yeah.
Family Guy cutaway gag.
But that would like take like effort and money and animation, so they won't do that one.
They just put him in the background of like one of the useless scenes or something. Like the fucking Frodo going, ugh.
Yeah, and then
The
he would be animated exactly the same, and he would be like, I don't have any chips or something. Something that doesn't even make sense with the fucking singing.
Oh, that'd be him in Wizards.
I was saying he like laughs at the fucking Aragorn falling.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe they don't even animate him in. It's just him laughing off screen. God damn it. Anyway.
Oh boy, what could make the Ralph Bakshi Lord of the Rings even better? Oh, fucking Family Guy.
Oh, lucky Family Guy.
Whoa, multiverse?
I'm going to kill myself.
Why not? Fucking everything is multiverse now.
Yeah, right? No, really, everything. That's crazy.
I know, it makes me want to kill myself!
But
Alright, well, it's kind of sad when you say it.
But so what were your guys' like kind of final thoughts? Like as the movie wrapped up, like kind of closing thoughts as we
That was alright. Just alright.
Yeah.
Yeah. Out of 5 daggers, what would you have rated this movie?
2.5 daggers.
You had that ready.
I said it was alright. Alright is straight middle.
I'm having a hard choice. I might go 3.
You might go 3.
I might go 3.
There is a little bit of charm to it.
Because there's some charm to like how wacky it is, especially like a lot of the facial things, and like a lot of the backgrounds are very.
And just
beautiful.
the techniques they use for this movie.
Yeah, like it is a very flashy movie in its own way. I think I'll give it a 3.
Yeah, I'm so mixed on this movie because it's like high highs and low lows across the board.
Like
Like
the high highs are just it being unintentionally really fucking funny.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna be lenient because I think this movie was, if I remember correctly, I think this movie was made in like 4 months or something. Like, it was rushed.
To be fair, it is impressive if that's true.
Yeah.
For that amount of content in 4 months.
The Fallout New Vegas of
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings Productions.
Hey, at least it's the reverse. The Fallout New Vegas stands at the fucking top of Fallout games.
Yeah. Could you imagine?
What are you talking about? This is the best Lord of the Rings adaptation.
I was gonna say, could you imagine if this came out and it was fucking beautiful?
Yeah, you know what?
If nothing compared to it.
That would be
What's
insane.
funny is that this came out and it's still better than the Hobbit trilogy.
I would disagree with you on that.
I'm gonna have to go with Patrick. I'd rather watch the Hobbit trilogy than Ralph Bakshi.
To wrap up,
I am more entertained by that than Ralph Bakshi is.
to wrap up the number score, I think I'm going to agree with you, Key, and give it a 3, like just a 3, because I would normally give it like a 2 or a 2.5, like you, Mikey, but
It's got charm.
It's got charm. It's not totally without merit. It does make me laugh. I've watched this movie multiple times, and
The Nazgul are pretty sick.
and
cool.
yeah. And it was again, it was a very much a rushed job because even if I don't have like the exact amount of months correct, I know that this was made in like about a half a year. You know, I know it's like within that time frame. Like, so, like, and because I do remember they asked, like, hey, can we at least have like one more month? And the studio was like, no.
Nope, wrap it up.
Yeah. Which is, again, why, like, some of the people are, like, why there's people who are fully animated, people who aren't animated at all, and people who are, like, weirdly half animated. Like, in this fucking movie. Like, you know?
No, that's how they're described in the book. They're described as freaks like that. Some people are 2D and they can't explain it.
Locked in the 2 dimension.
But yeah, so I'll put an average of our scores down here. But yeah, so I think that's all I have to say about this movie. Do you guys have any more you'd want to discuss before we sign off here?
Still really upset about Sam.
I did like the music in during the Orcs March to Helm's Deep. I was a little hyped when that was happening.
Side note for obligatory Arumon reference.
Oh yeah, Aruman and how he was like an evil Chinese wizard.
Yeah.
You were saying sun.
Yeah, he was Jason. And then oh yeah, to talk about that whole sequence with Aruman again.
Saruman.
No, he's Aruman. When you say Aruman, you're talking about this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's more of just what I said before, but it is again just like no context for anything. Gandalf shows up, like at least he says, "I must consult with the wizard Aruman." Okay, we know he's a wizard. We know he's going to consult with him. He goes, but then immediately like, I don't know. Their conversation is on fast forward. We like cut to the end of their conversation because we don't even establish that he's supposed to be Aruman the White. You know,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah,
like
He's Arumon of many colors.
yeah, like they do that part, but we don't establish the white part first, and then they both like just like like Adult Swim level animation at each other for a minute, and then
Yeah, and then it looks like he traps him in a pocket dimension, but apparently he didn't because the eagle still came by and saved him. So I don't know where the fuck he put him when he's on that tower.
Just on the top of the tower.
yeah, because he was in the pocket dimension at first, but then he was at the top of the tower, I think. But yeah, so
He was probably in there for a while, but he was just like, okay, he's getting too much in the way. I gotta put him somewhere.
yeah, he's draining my mana reserves by sitting in the pocket dimension too long. But all right, guys, I think that's all we have to say about Ralph Baci's Lord of the Rings. So we will be signing off for now. So until next week, we hope to see you here in the corner of the tavern. Good enough.